Hello, welcome to the Rookie CEO podcast. Today we are joined again by Thom Cakebread from Cake Shop Media. How are you, Thom?
Yeah, very good. Got the business name right. Thank you very much.
And in this episode, we're going to be comparing marketing versus networking. Now, I don't know about you guys, we're now a room of marketers. Do you ever kind of feel like people question why you should be networking when really, if you're a marketer, you shouldn't need to? What's your views on this?
No.
Okay, and that's the episode done. Join us again next week.
I think we're all experienced in our fields that we know the difference between marketing and networking. Networking is meeting people. It's getting your name out there. It's people becoming aware of you. There's nothing I personally dislike more than meeting someone and going, "Oh, we're a social media agency in Dover," and them going, "Oh, I've never heard of you. I didn't know you were in Dover." Which then makes me go, "Oh, okay, that's after 5 and a bit years of doing it, that's either I've done something wrong or I just haven't networked in the area as much." And we've all done B&I, but there's nothing of that way in Dover at all. So I have to go to Folkestone, or previously was in Canterbury. So actually, when someone says, "Oh, I didn't realise you was in Dover," maybe I could need to network in my hometown a bit more.
Yeah. I've not done B&I, so just to make that very clear.
Okay.
Sorry. That's right. B&I is one of those things, isn't it? It's
Marmite.
It is literally Marmite, 100%. And I've been to a few as a guest because I'm never going to turn down a free breakfast. Like, that is one thing. If you want me, you wouldn't win me over with a free breakfast.
How did you get it free and visitors have to pay?
No, not me.
Who invited you?
Never. There was one time where...
I think you're going to get sent a big bill after this.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's what I do.
Because there's no such thing as free.
Note to self, delete this area of the episode. But I think you are right. I think it's all about connection. You can't really connect over social media. But what I love about social media is the fact that I would say, and this isn't me being big-headed or egotistic, but what I love is being approached during networking and be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here. Like, I know you from LinkedIn." And it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And they think you're almost an influencer.
Yeah.
And actually, it's just the fact that you're posting every single day because we are crazy marketers. And I love that. It boosts my ego a little bit. And then straight away, it's an icebreaker. And that's what people hate. People dread. How do I start a conversation with someone? How do I interrupt a conversation? Yep. That's the whole point why we started the Rookie CEO, is because we can almost remove that factor of networking, that really awkwardness. With a plug for the Rookie CEO event, shall we quickly? No.
I think it's the same. Sales and marketing are also completely different things. A lot of the time I come into a business because the sales team has been made to do the marketing, and they're not marketers, they're salespeople. It's very different. Networking and social media are very different.
Would you send a sales rep to a networking event?
Yes.
Depends what networking event it is.
Oh, there's some controversy in the room already.
I think salespeople are very good at talking, and they're very good at convincing. So actually, if you, I think I would imagine from your perspective, a salesperson, we know there's those people in the meeting who you meet and immediately they go, "Right, yeah, I'm so-and-so, and actually we do this and we do that." And you go, "No, you're a salesperson."
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a business owner, it's like, "Well, tell me more about yourself. Tell me more about what you do, how you help people." They're the sort of people you'd probably want to send to networkers. But I've got a real ick for salespeople doing marketing roles. Yeah. And I think the role as social media manager, and this might be a very, very, very pissy hot take now, is that the role of social media manager is for marketers. It's not for photographers that take nice photos. It's not for virtual assistants. It is for people that have an understanding of marketing and know how it works. And I think our world in the last couple of years has seen more and more people go, "Oh, actually, I've got this, and this is really quite nice, and I've got this is really quite nice." And a big one for me is VA. Like, no disrespect to VAs, but you're good at admin, you're good at organisation, you're good at helping the person who's hiring you. But I have a real gripe for them saying, "We do social media." You don't. You're just posting. Much if you was to go, "We're going to bring it in-house and just give it to someone who's got a bit of extra time on their hands," which is, I think, a problem we can relate to a lot. Sure. So,
No, I think you're right there. We're definitely touching on a little bit of a different subject there, but you are right.
Yeah.
It's
scrap that.
No. But you are right though, and I do completely agree with you. And the VAs aren't going to stop doing that because at the end of the day, the way that they look at it is the business owners posting. They're not a marketer either.
Yeah,
how do I save their time?
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
I think that's the thing though. When it gets to that point, it's like that is probably just going to be all sales or all just kind of updates. That's fine, and the VAs can do that, but you can't expect to see any growth from that.
Yeah, I know 100%.
Yeah.
And I think the business owners feel the same. It's like outsourcing anything. Going back to the last episode that you were in, we were talking about cleaning products at the end there, if you guys were listening. And it's the same with cleaning products, right? It's like, do you clean the house yourself or do you get a professional in?
Yeah.
Like, because it's going to be a completely different output. We can all clean a house.
Yeah.
But if we paid an actual expert to clean a house, trust me when I say this because I've had this recently, that house is clean.
But like what I'm saying about depends what network it is with sales team is, because I hate it sometimes when you go to a networking event and you've actually got a genuine question for someone and they don't know the answer because they are just sales. They don't actually know about.
That's a great test. I do that.
Yeah.
They're offering.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I did actually have a genuine question and you can't answer it because you're just here to sell. So you probably would have got the sale from me if you'd known what you were talking about actually in a bit more detail.
How would you prefer them to answer that if they didn't know the question? I know how we would. For me, I'd go. Someone asked me a question. I go, I don't really know. Let me go back and find. I'll come back to you. How would you prefer a salesperson to answer that? Would you prefer them to say that or I suppose make up something?
Yeah, I would prefer them to say they'll come back to me. My problem is I've got a very short attention span.
Really?
So if I've asked a question and it's not been answered in that thing and they come back to me, the chances are I've either found the question answer myself in that time, found someone else, or I will be then distracted with something else I'm doing and I won't get back to responding, or I will, but it'll be a bit late and then the moment's gone. So that's why I think if you've got a cater for everyone, some people do have very short attention spans. And I don't know every question I get answered, and that's the risk you've got to take. But I think you do need to send people out that do have knowledge in detail of a product if they're representing your business.
Yeah. I think that's one of the biggest factors really of marketing versus networking. Like when you're marketing, you got time. Like if somebody comments on that post asking you a question, you've got time to answer it. During networking, that's when you need to be ready. Your people aren't going to be asking you these questions, probably. Do you need to answer in a way that doesn't just earn trust, but almost kind of has a call to action at the end
You
of it?
might be having an off day where you're just like, my brain's gone empty.
Yeah.
I've had that a few times where I'm like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm really thick, but I just genuinely, it's a bit hot in here and I feel a bit overstimulated and I can't think.
I think also with the networking side of things, and we mentioned BNI, but if we go away from the BNI aspect, you're there to give confidence if they do have questions to ask you. And then if you give them confidence, they will then go market you to people they know, which in a way is marketing. But so I think the key element there from a networking perspective is how well are you holding yourself in these meetings? For me, I really struggled, and I think you'll probably wear this from my LinkedIn posts. I really struggled with the aspects of networking. I found it completely alien to walk into an open group and just walk up to 3-4 people and go, can I come discuss business with you? Or can I come introduce myself to you? So I'd go to who I knew and then I would maybe slink in the corner and then maybe just step away. And I work with a really, really good mindset coach, Hayden, who we both know. And I said this year I really want to just stop the best way to describe it, stop the victimization. I feel if you could come say hello to me, and that's how I approach things, because that I could never approach people. And this year I went, no, my responsibility is to go meet new people. That's on me. And since the start of the year, gone to Kent Chamber events, gone to new BNI events, gone to big conference events, and happy to walk up and just meet people. Because if I meet people and actually there's a gap in my contact book for a service that I don't have a contact for, great, I might be able to help you. If somebody recommends you from conversations, I might be able to recommend you them to people. So that's for me how I think networking can work from that side.
Yeah, I think because I've got a very weird view with these lockout clubs when it comes to networking. Because obviously if I'm marketing myself, I want to be able to gain clients through the power of both my output and word of mouth and just ads or whatever, like the way that we offer our services. So when these lockout clubs come into play, like the likes of BNI, you almost feel like you have to use the people in the room with you. even though you've not used their services. And that's where I just struggle to. I want people to know that I've got to where I am because of marketing and word of mouth and loyalty, rather than paying a fee because then everyone has to refer people my way. Does that make sense?
Yep.
That I'm not sure if that's an egotistical thing, but I struggle to hold myself. Go, oh yeah, I've got this job because they have to give it to me.
The analogy I use to a client is marketing just means that people have something to talk about when you do meet them, or they already know you when you meet them at these events. That's the idea of it. So it opens that conversation up for you, so it's not so closed off. Because if they already have seen you and they already know a bit about you, it's much easier to have a conversation with you because you're not starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why it's so important that they go hand in hand if you're going to do it.
Hi, hope you're well. Did you get a chance to look at my last email about the contract? Thanks a lot. Send. Why can't they just sign the f***ing contract? I've sent this thing 6 f***ing times. It takes 30 f***ing seconds to sign and send it back. What the f*** is wrong with you? Oh, they signed it. Fuzzy logic. Digital contracts with automated reminders. No meltdowns required. Start for free at fuzzylogic.systems.
Going back to your point about how you feel quite celebrity in a way when you walk into a room and someone goes, "Oh, you're Fuzz, I've seen your stuff." I've had that, and I go, "Oh, good to meet you. Who are you, etc." Without being that blunt and rude, but that for me is a good indication that actually what I am doing, what you are doing, what we are doing is working. And they'll kind of go, "Oh, you're Thom from Cakebread." I said, "Yeah." So and I remember it clear as day. I was at a Kent Chamber. It was Nathaniel from a company does branding. He says, "Oh, I follow you on LinkedIn. I've seen your stuff, and it'd be really good to have a chat." So had a chat, got on that way. And I think if you can market yourself properly, not from a "here I am, this is what I do, these are the services I offer, buy," more from a relatable. And I know the one you do very well, and we all do very well, is where you just talk about your day-to-day life. I know that if I can relate to other business owners who live a very isolated life because we don't have employees, we don't have employers, we're all fighting to keep a roof over our heads. Business owners are going to relate to that. We work with business owners, so if I can explain my day-to-day life, they can relate to it.
Yeah.
And I think the weird thing with their celebrity, it's such a peculiar moment when someone walks up to you and says, "Oh, we've seen your stuff."
Yeah.
But that is a marker that it's working.
This is it. Exactly that. I love that. And you don't have to be in marketing to get that. You just got to be consistent on social media and just be attracting the right audience using strategy. 100%. It's finding that fine line, isn't it, as well, between like using LinkedIn as Facebook and using LinkedIn to actually strategize leads. It's a weird one. But last thing I want to talk to you about, actually, I'm not sure if it's because you've been around for 5 years, haven't you, plus. We've reached a point into our business now where we're actually, my team members are networking on Fuzzy Logic's behalf. Have you sent anyone out on your behalf before?
The conversation's always been there. My sister come on board to work with me for a bit when she was in between jobs. It never come to fruition. I think there is a trust element there. Along the lines of, if you send somebody into a room where it may be a new room and they don't specifically know exactly what you do, very similar to the sales people as we discussed, would I trust that they're going to say the right things, or are they going to say something which damages the reputation of the brand? Because I think brand reputation is very important.
100%.
So in answer to your question, no. I even asked my wife to maybe go once because she used to do B&I when she was an accountant quite a few years back. And she just said, "No, I don't know enough about your business to go and speak to people."
Oh, yeah. It's that trust element, it's that experience element. Again, we're going back to that whole, like, can they answer questions if people ask them? They're completely right. I think, one thing that people forget about, though, going back onto that, is if you're employed, I think people just overlook networking, just like how they overlook their personal brand. They thought that they were quite comfortable, don't they? With all our jobs. Well, I don't know if you've been employed. Have you been employed as well? Yeah. We've all been comfortably employed in our comfort zone, not really thinking that, one day we might leave, one day we might get sacked, one day we might get made redundant. There's nothing to fall back on because there's there's no personal branding there. There wasn't for me. LinkedIn was like, I only started LinkedIn 2.5 years ago. Before that, I had no one. So when I started my business, I had no connections.
Yeah.
And if you were looking for another job, again, you got no connections. So posting on LinkedIn consistently and authentically does get you somewhere, whether you want to be employed, whether you want to start a business.
Yeah.
And it's the same with networking, I think. I think people, they might damage the brand if you're networking on behalf of your business, but they're also damaging their own personal brand.
Yeah.
Because they're not coming across professional or they're saying the wrong things. So it's
I think from that aspect, that we've got a guy in our networking group who, lovely, fantastic guy, and he was a BDM from a networking perspective up until he moved away to start his own business. There was a complete different approach from someone who, as you mentioned, is employed and out there to look for business, compared to someone who is now self-employed and their goal is to get business in to keep a roof over their head. It is a, fight or flight here, but here it's, no, my job is to get business. It's a completely different mindset. So I think going from a sales to marketing perspective, it's...
And I think you can feel that the passion or feel the authenticity of, I know I kind of hate that word now, but the authenticity when it's someone that owns the business talking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like they've put the blood, sweat and tears into that.
Yeah.
And they really believe what they're offering. And when they say they're going to give you a service, a certain level of service, 9 out of 10 they are. Whereas like an employed person, you're going to get paid at the end of each month regardless. So
Yeah.
you kind of like, you can take your foot off the gas, or you can... I can't even be bothered this week. If we can't be bothered, we don't get paid.
Yeah.
So
It is that funny thing of where you go, right, actually, I know I can speak about social media for, we're doing this thing today. Oh, we could happily have a conversation about social media probably for the whole day, because it's what we love doing. It is our job, but it is our passion. Yet if I'm employed by someone to do social media because it's my job and I have to do it, you'll go, right, well, actually, let's come have this conversation, then we'll go and do our other bits of the job. And, there isn't that passion there when you run your own business.
Hey, Hev, have you heard of IT Manager Services? They're an IT support service based in Kent.
Yeah, I've been with them for over a year now. I love being able to just call them at any point and they take over my computer and fix the issue so much quicker than spending hours on Google.
Why have you kept that to yourself all this time? Right, I need to sign up to these guys. What's their website?
It's it-ms.co.uk, or you can call 01634 218 362.
And if people are showing passion about how excited they are about what they do, they're the kind of people I love to do business with.
yeah, I do think it depends as well. So slightly off topic, but it depends, I guess, your employment kind of agreement as well. Because for us, ideally, the harder we work, the more we get paid. Whereas I guess with an employed person, you've also got if they're on a set wage, they kind of may do the bare minimum because then they're still going to get paid anyway. They're going to hit their target, but they're not going to go that extra mile like we probably would because we're self-employed.
Yeah.
It's finding that balance of leadership and potential, what's the word? Not like commission-based, but incentive is what the word I was looking for. Right, to round the episode off, Heather, do you have any random questions you want to ask our guest today?
Yes, I do. Who do you think in this room would win an egg and spoon race?
In this room?
Me.
God, this is very personal.
Really?
Me.
He's wearing a wrestler's top. He's ready.
Yeah, me. I always wear shorts all year round, regardless of winter. It's because I play football every Saturday and Sunday.
Why are
My
shorts?
partner always wears shorts all year round. It was literally like
So why are
snowing
shorts
outside.
a thing in
And I
this
was like,
race?
why are you wearing shorts? And he's like, well, you've got to show people it's how done.
I
just wondered where he was going with that.
Showing people. So how do shorts sort of incentivize you winning a egg and spoon race?
Always ready for a race. You can't run in jeans.
I can run in jeans. These are flexi jeans.
We'll have a race outside.
God, guys, join us in a bonus episode of Who Will Win, Tom or First. Random question to end things off for me.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever called you Thom?
Yes.
Cool. Right, we'll end the episode.
Can I answer that? One person generally called me Thor. They said your name, when you wrote it generally looked like Thor. So they sent my contracts and it said Thor Cakebread.
So that's great branding.
I was too skinny at the time. I looked nothing like Thor.
I always get people call me Helen.
Helen?
Yeah.
And I think it's because of the good stuff.
A bit like they'll be responding to like everything that I'm still sending or on my LinkedIn. I'm like, everything says Heather. I'm not sure where you're getting Helen from. And there'll be people that don't know the good stuff.
We're
So
like
where would they get Helen from?
we're like the good stuff from Timu, you know.
And I'm like, My name's Heather.
Do you ever get that where like you go to send an email to someone like a potentially new client and you get their name completely wrong? We started working with a client a couple of months back and I'd had a conversation with a guy previously, or you go, oh, you look like a so-and-so. And I've gone, oh, hi, Paul, thanks, like, this is really good. Thank you. He's got, this sounds really great. Oh, yeah, by the way, my name's Sam. I went, oh, I'm so sorry. I was just having a conversation with a guy called Paul and I think you actually look like a Paul as well. And I don't know if you guys get this where you go, you should look like someone, but your name's not that. And your brain goes, no, that's completely wrong. Your name should be this. Well, no, it's not my name. Well, no, it should be this because you look like this person.
Just get renamed.
Yeah, rename yourself because I think you should.
That's actually a question which we leave the viewers as well. If someone gets your name wrong, do you correct them? Because I don't. I just go, yeah.
This could be a bonus episode, but what's the most weirdest thing that's happened to you during a networking event?
Someone offered me a free pass for a gym and I took it really badly.
I think we can end it on there because I don't think I've got a bad one.
Well, I've had someone completely random, didn't even introduce them to me. Didn't even introduce themselves to me. Just started stroking my beard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God, I was there for that. And
yeah.
I also had secondhand uncomfortableness.
And what's even more hilarious was about 8 months later, they're a client. Quite a big client as well. It's very odd, very weird.
That's really peculiar. And at least at least you remembered them, though.
I remember them. They don't remember me from that event.
Really?
I think maybe we need to set some boundaries.
What? Put a sign here. Do not touch the beard.
If someone touched me, they would be getting kicked in the face.
That's going to be the only thing.
Trust me, that is true.
If you want to stroke the beard, then we can work together. Maybe that's your new Paul now.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next week at where are we seeing them next week? Let's start that again.
It's like the Keith Lemon. We'll see you for Keel.
We'll see you for Keel. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we'll see you again next week for another episode of the Wiki CEO podcast.
Thanks. Bye.
And breathe.